Every single day, millions of people tear open a bag of M&Ms without a second thought. Children love them, teenagers crave them. Even adults who haven't been kids for decades keep reaching back into the bag. But here's the question almost nobody asks. Why do M&Ms have such a powerful grip on the human brain? Because this isn't just chocolate, this isn't just sugar, and it's definitely not an accident. M&Ms are the result of decades of food engineering, designed by scientists, perfected by machines, and manufactured by Mars Incorporated at a scale so massive a single hour of production can create millions. Behind those colorful candy shells lies a process so precise that even the smallest error could destroy entire batches in minutes. And yet, when you pour them into your hand, it all feels effortless. Tonight, we're going inside the factory to uncover the hidden engineering, the behavioral science, and the industrial precision that quietly transformed M&Ms into one of the most irresistible snacks ever created. And by the end of this video, you won't just see how they're made, you'll understand why your brain never learned how to stop wanting them. What makes a product this consistent is not luck. It is process control at an industrial level. Inside a modern confectionery facility, production begins long before the candy ever takes shape. Every batch depends on raw materials that must meet extremely tight specifications, because even minor variations in fat content, sugar crystal size, or moisture can cascade into large-scale defects later in the line. The goal is simple: eliminate unpredictability. Because when a factory produces millions per hour, consistency is everything. At the foundation of production is chocolate, but not just any chocolate. Large silos store refined sugar, milk solids, and cocoa-derived ingredients under climate-controlled conditions designed to prevent clumping and preserve flow behavior. Temperature and humidity are continuously monitored because both directly influence how chocolate will later crystallize. Before entering production, ingredients pass through automated sampling stations where they are tested for particle size, fat percentage, viscosity potential, and microbiological safety. Only after passing laboratory validation are they released into the manufacturing stream. From this moment forward, the process becomes almost entirely automated, not for convenience, but for accuracy, because machines do not improvise. Production moves into enclosed mixing systems where ingredients are combined in carefully programmed ratios. Massive industrial mixers rotate slowly at first, ensuring powders hydrate evenly into the fat phase. As the blend thickens, shear forces increase, breaking apart sugar particles and dispersing cocoa solids uniformly. But the mixture is still too coarse for a finished candy center, so it enters one of the most important stages in chocolate manufacturing: refining. Here, the chocolate passes between precision rollers that compress the mixture into extremely thin films. This process reduces particle size dramatically, often down to around 20 microns, small enough that the human tongue perceives the chocolate as smooth rather than grainy. From refining, the chocolate moves into conching units, long horizontal chambers where it is continuously mixed, aerated, and gently heated. This can last for hours. During conching, unwanted acidic notes evaporate, texture becomes more fluid, flavor compounds mature. What emerges is not raw chocolate, but engineered chocolate, tuned for both taste and mechanical behavior, because soon it must survive tumbling, cooling, coating, and transport without losing structure. The liquid chocolate now flows toward molding equipment designed for speed without sacrificing uniformity. Instead of pouring into traditional molds, specialized forming systems deposit controlled droplets onto moving belts. As each droplet settles, surface tension helps create the familiar rounded shape. But shape alone isn't enough. The centers must harden rapidly to prepare for the next stage. They travel through cooling tunnels stretching dozens of meters, where chilled air circulates with carefully regulated velocity. Cooling too quickly could fracture the chocolate, too slowly and production bottlenecks. So airflow, belt speed, and temperature gradients are balanced continuously by computer control systems. By the time the centers exit the tunnel, they are solid, stable, and ready for transformation. Because what comes next is the defining characteristic of the product, the shell. Contrary to what many assume, the shell is not applied in one step. It is grown layer by layer. Chocolate centers are loaded into large rotating drums known as panning machines. As the drums turn, a fine mist of sugar solution is sprayed over the tumbling pieces. Then air is introduced to dry the coating. Spray, rotate, dry, again and again. Each cycle adds only a microscopic layer, but repetition gradually constructs a durable outer surface. Why not coat them all at once? Because thick shells crack. Layering creates strength. Over time, the candy transitions from soft chocolate spheres into structurally resilient pieces capable of surviving high-speed packaging and global shipping. At this stage, they are strong but still colorless. Color is not simply decorative, it is part of the product's psychological identity. In another sequence of rotating drums, food-safe pigments are added in controlled amounts. Automated dosing systems ensure that color saturation remains consistent from batch to batch. Even slight deviations would be noticeable when candies are blended together later. Uniformity is critical. But coloring introduces a new challenge: surface texture. Fresh coatings appear matte and slightly rough, not the polished finish consumers expect. So the candies move forward for refinement. To achieve their recognizable shine, the coated pieces enter polishing drums, where edible finishing agents are applied in extremely small quantities. As rotation continues, friction distributes the polish evenly across every surface. Gradually, dull coatings transform into smooth, reflective shells. This step is more than aesthetic. A polished surface reduces friction during packaging and helps protect against moisture intrusion, extending shelf stability. At this point, the candy is structurally complete, but one detail remains: the mark that signals authenticity. Each piece passes beneath high-speed printing equipment capable of placing a tiny, precise letter onto a moving target. Timing here is unforgiving. Printing heads must synchronize perfectly with conveyor velocity, so the mark lands cleanly without smearing. Vision systems inspect output in real time. If alignment drifts, corrections happen instantly, because consistency is the brand. Within seconds, thousands are marked, verified, and advanced down the line. Now fully formed, the candies approach one of the most underestimated parts of manufacturing: quality control. Before packaging, the product undergoes multiple layers of inspection designed to catch defects invisible to the casual observer. Optical sorters scan for color irregularities, surface cracks, deformities, printing errors. Air jets remove flawed pieces automatically, often faster than the human eye could detect them. Metal detection systems add another safeguard, ensuring product purity. The objective is not perfection, it is statistical certainty. When production operates at this scale, prevention matters more than correction. Individual color batches are now combined in calculated ratios to create the familiar visual mix. Too much of one color would feel wrong instantly, even if consumers couldn't explain why. So blending systems weigh and distribute each variety with algorithmic precision. What looks random inside a bag is anything but random.
The finished candies surge toward packaging lines engineered for continuous motion. Vertical form-fill seal machines shape bags from rolls of printed film, fill them within fractions of a second, and seal them using heat. Every parameter is monitored: fill weight, seal strength, oxygen levels. Some packages are even flushed with controlled atmospheres to protect freshness. Completed bags are grouped, boxed, palletized, and prepared for distribution, a flow designed to minimize handling and maximize throughput. From factory floor to retail shelf, the timeline is often far shorter than most people imagine. By now, one thing becomes clear. This is not casual candy production. It is precision food engineering. But that still leaves the question from the beginning unanswered. Why does the brain respond so strongly to something so small? To understand that, you have to look beyond machinery and into human perception. The appeal is not driven by a single factor. It is the result of multiple engineered experiences occurring in rapid sequence. First, the shell. When you bite down, it fractures with a sharp, clean snap. That sound signals freshness to the brain before flavor even registers. Immediately after comes contrast. A crisp exterior gives way to smooth chocolate, activating texture-sensitive receptors that amplify enjoyment. Then there is portion design. Each piece is small, which lowers the psychological barrier to just one more. Instead of committing to a full dessert, the brain perceives each candy as a minimal decision. Repeated decisions become habit loops. Color plays a role as well. Visual variety stimulates attention centers, making the experience feel dynamic rather than repetitive. And finally, melt resistance. By keeping chocolate off the fingers, the eating experience stays comfortable, reducing the subconscious cues that normally tell us to stop. Individually, these elements are subtle. Together, they form a product engineered not just for taste, but for repeat behavior. Which is why, decades later, the reach of this tiny candy remains enormous. Not accidental, designed. What looks simple rarely is. Behind every handful lies a chain of controlled temperatures, calibrated machines, layered coatings, optical inspections, and behavioral design, all working together to create consistency at a scale few foods ever achieve. It is the kind of manufacturing most people never see, yet experience every day. So, the next time you open a bag, remember, you're not just looking at candy, you're looking at the outcome of industrial precision refined over generations.
And if you enjoy uncovering how the world's most familiar products are actually made from raw materials to engineered perfection, subscribe to the channel.
Because once you start seeing the systems behind everyday things, you never look at them the same way again.